In this video, I want to go over the way that I sort of pre-screen a patient prior to a visit. And by pre-screening, I mean learning a little bit about their history, what we have in the chart, what's been done recently, what needs to be done either today or at a visit upcoming. I try to do this at in my morning and at my lunchtime to get an idea of the patients before I see them. One option that some people can do is go through the history section over here, scroll through, open everything up. That's a really inefficient way to look at doing things. The way that I prefer to do it is I go typically from right to left when I'm looking at this. So I'll usually start off up at the hover feature and glance real quick. All right, what meds? Diagnoses, gives me an idea when I last saw them, any chronic problems or allergies. Then I'll typically float over here. I will sometimes use the home icon depending on how complicated the patient is, but I found a lot of people out there don't know the home icon at all. So this is basically a great way to look at their chart summary. It has everything pretty much that's been done in one page in chronological order. Now this is a test patient, so there's not a ton of stuff in here, but as you can see, it shows all of their HPIs, plans. This can be really useful in an office like ours where we have 5 providers and the patient may have seen 3 of them since the last time they saw me. So this can really help get me up to speed on what's going on with the patient, even to the point of looking at their old physical exams. Once I'm up to speed on that, I go over here and use another item that a lot of people haven't seen, but it's the chart abstraction. If you click on this, this gives you also a nice snapshot of quite a few other items. So real quickly, you see their active meds, allergies, problems, past meds, family, social, what they're due for, and even their immunizations. One of the cool things here is that you can actually launch the modules directly from here. I've also used this as a training item for my MA, particularly with new patients, in that when I open up the patient's chart after the MA has put them in, there should be something in each one of these boxes so that I know that they've adequately roomed them and we're getting our most efficient use out of our MAs. So when I've gone through with this, and for what it's worth, you can actually even print this out. It's not completely obvious, but I think down here under chart abstraction, you can actually click on that. It will launch a document that you could print, but usually I can glance at this and get an idea. And then the final thing that I'll look at, depending on what they're there for, is the care guidelines. So here you can see in the upper left, I've got 7 diabetes guideline and 4 health maintenance ones. Down here it goes into what they exactly are. The only one that's been documented in this patient is influenza vaccine. Remember, this is a test patient, so that's part of it. But again, by looking at this, I can tell, wow, this patient, if they're just coming in for a cold, I probably need to reschedule them to come back in for a physical and really get them caught up to speed. And then the last one that I'll sometimes use, if I know that there's been a lot of communication back and forth, you can also quickly click on the telephone summary, and this will give all the telephone interaction that's gone back and forth between you and your MA and the patient. So again, just real quickly, you can get a lot with a few clicks out of simply hovering here, the home feature, chart abstraction down here, care guidelines, and then if necessary telephone call summary. These are just ways I found to try to make my charting a little more efficient and again minimize the number of clicks you take.